Hey, all you rock and rollers out there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of rock guitar tones. We're not just talking about the basics, you've probably got those down already. No, we're getting into the advanced stuff, the tweaks, the subtle changes, and the game-changing tips that can take your tone from just okay to absolutely killer. Okay, let's kick things off with some EQ. Now, EQ might sound a little boring, but trust me, it's the unsung hero of getting a great tone, finding your own sound. With EQ, you have some pretty massive potential to alter your tone. So let's break it down a little bit. You've got your low frequencies. Now this is where the majority of your oomph comes from. Low end packs a huge punch. Too much and it's gonna overwhelm your sound and possibly conflict with the bass player. It can also result in being too muddy and undefined. Now just the right amount of low end, and there you go. Your riffs have that powerful chest-thumping weight. Ideally, you want to feel nice and round tone. Here's an example of a little bit too much low end. Now let's hear it with the low end rolled off and see how it defines the tone a little bit more. All right, you see how that clears things up a little bit? Now for the mids. These are where the magic happens. If your tone feels lost in a band mix, you may need more mids. Think Slash or Angus Young. They dominate the mid-range, and that's why their tones stand out so much. So here's the mid-tone boosted a little bit. Lastly, we have the highs. This is your sparkle and clarity. Perfect to boost for solos or when you need some extra crunch. But if you do it too much, you may get some ear fatigue and it might sound a little brittle. Here's my tone with some boosted highs. Hey, now if you're enjoying guitar tricks, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And hit that like button, it really helps us out. Now back to the lesson. Okay, here's a quick trick for finding your right EQ setting. Start with it totally flat, then boost or cut each range slightly until you hit that sweet spot. Now also remember that EQ is really up to you. If you're looking to get a far out experimental tone that's not widely used, EQ is actually a great thing to work with. You can carve out a wide number of tonal possibilities. Now let's talk about gear. Your tone starts with your guitar. Got humbuckers? You're in thick, warm rock and roll heaven. Perfect for those chunky riffs or lead tones. So right now I have these pickups that can be split. You can use them as humbuckers or flip this knob, and you can use it as single coil as well. So here's my humbucker sound. Now let's compare that to a single coil sound. So I'm going to flip this switch, and now it's acting as a single coil. So you can tell there it's a little brighter, snappier, perfect for bluesy rock or cleaner tones. Okay, you can see with humbuckers versus single coils, it's quite a different vibe. But this is the beauty of it. The guitar you choose is step one in shaping your sound. Now let's talk about amps. Tube amps are the holy grail for rock guitar. Why? That warm, natural compression and breakup when you crank them. Think Marshall or Vox for classic tones. But don't sleep on solid state amps. They're consistent, reliable, and perfect for certain modern rock tones. And let's not forget speaker configurations. A 1x12 combo gives you tight, focused sound, but a 4x12 cabinet with a matching or similar matching head, that's the wall of sound that can take your tone to an arena situation. All right, let's talk about pedals, which can be real tone shapers. Overdrive, distortion, fuzz, these are your essentials. Let's start with overdrive. It's like the seasoning. Just a little and it adds warmth and sustain to your tone. Here's my tone with some overdrive. Now, distortion is where the real dirt comes in. Perfect for hard rock or metal. And fuzz, that's your vintage, gritty, and often super experimental tone. Here's a little bluesy fuzz. Now, modulation pedals like chorus or phaser, these add depth and movement. Try a phaser for that classic 70s vibe or chorus for a lush 80s tone. Now here's a tip. Experiment with stacking pedals. Put delay after distortion to make your sound bigger and echoey for your solos, or stack 2 overdrives for a custom gain structure. It's all about finding combos that inspire you. Now here's something people overlook. Expressiveness on your instrument. Dynamics are everything. Think loud versus quiet, playing softly for a verse and then digging in for the chorus. This kind of contrast makes your playing exciting. Here's an example. Say I have a few chords. I'm gonna go a C, to a G, A minor for a nice verse. Playing soft. Chorus, we're gonna dig it in. See how that adds interest and energy? Now, another element of expressiveness is the tone of your picking. If you pick close to the neck, it's going to give you a warm sound. Near the bridge, it's going to be more bright and cutting. So, for example, so that was neck picking versus bridge. And of course, what comes along with expressiveness are techniques like slides, bends, vibrato. These are all tools that'll make your playing stand out and sing. It's not just what you play, it's how you play it. Finally, let's talk about finding your sound. This is where everything we've discussed comes together. EQ, gear, pedals, and your playing style or expressiveness. Here's what you want to do. You want to experiment. Try out some strange EQ settings, mix unusual pedal combos, or even change the gauge of your guitar strings. Everything can influence your tone and sound. Take inspiration from your favorite guitarists and learn what they play and how they do it. Use what works for you and apply that to your own playing. Your signature tone isn't something you find overnight. It's something you develop over time. So keep tweaking, keep experimenting, and most importantly, just keep playing. And there you have it, advanced rock guitar tone tweaks to take your playing to the next level. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, drop your tone tips in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.